Hello guys and welcome back, and we are here on the final round, round 4 for a featured match between Abzan Greasefang by Mike versus BBB's Rakdos Sacrifice deck. So we're going to expect here to be given who will be doing the combo first. Is it the Greasefang or the Rakdos Sacrifice with the Oven Cat combo? And we will see now, starting off with the first game here. So it looks like Rakdos is mulliganing, and we can be essential here that he would be keeping an ideal starting combination of cards, because Absan would pretty much be able to assemble its combo by a turn to Greasefang as early as possible depending on the keep. But we make sure here that the play would really matter here because of the mulligan action. So you notice that he is mulliganing to 5, which is pretty much a very relevant action here, despite the starting off with the 5 cards that he would be able to work around, or should be able to work around. So Totsis reveals the hand of the Rakdos player that goes that he is keeping 2 lands and 3 spells, and I think one of them is a Deadly Dispute, a Mayhem Devil, and another card. So I think tank here is important, because what you would discard on your first turn would matter on how you would curve out your draw on your succeeding turns, and what will be your play and what will be your opponent's remaining play, and what you would expect that how he would react to your turn 3 Greasefang or any other ways that you can go off with this combo. So a good choice here is done by discarding the Greasefang, since Mike would be possibly drawing a third land, so he could play it out and return the Parlion into play. So Autosys on it would avoid that certain scenario. So Mike here is still stuck in 2 lands, so he just promptly attacked with the Serpent's Informant for 3 damage, in hope that BBB will not be able to establish his board with this setup. So sadly, the mana screw continues for the Abzan player, and we can just see here that it will be direct the sacrifice deck that will probably take this game one in just a few turns. And so we are now off to game 2, where the Abzan Greasefang player recover in this sideboarded matchup with some of the hate against the graveyard that we can see in a while, and hopefully it will come out during the second game. So here is the probable Abzan Greasefang deck list. If you can see on the sideboard, we would expect additional spot removals and 2 copies of the licensors to deal with the graveyard shenanigans of that Rakdos sacrifice, and maybe we can also see that Assassin's Trophy will be added to destroy the oven for this sideboarded game. So as for the Rakdos sacrifice deck, you can see in this list he also has licensors in the sideboard, which you can also be able to deal with the graveyard of that Abzan Greasefang player and avoid an early Parhelion or Iseka's Chariot in play. And also additional Kolaghan's Command would be benefit for it, so that it can also destroy any artifacts that are needed in this matchup. So the Abzan Greasefang deck or any of its variants has been a regular archetype here in the local weekly Friday Night Magic tournament, but the Rakdos sacrifice has been performing well recently, maybe because of this setup that works well against most of the local metagame. So we would expect here that the advantage would still be with that of the Rakdos player, but maybe some sideboard options that could also gain advantage for Abzan. That can it can also go wide with just hard casting those artifact vehicles instead of using graveyard shenanigans with that of Greasefang. So turn 1 Duress to start off for the Abzan player, making sure they can check the hand of Rakdos and see how the turn would curve out, and he took out Thoughtseize so that he can also protect his hand against any discard spell. So the first play for the Rakdos player is the cat for the setup of the combo, while Abzan that ponders what will be next turn, so that we will be able to stop this setup. And so at this time, the Greasefang turn click play would not be possible because there aren't any vehicle target in the graveyard currently. And Mike might have been wondering what would be the possible or the most optimal play in this, whereas he's facing now 2/1/1s in the form of the Cauldron Familiar and the Unlucky Witness, as more combo would be expected with a lot of sacrifice triggers and effects in the coming turns. So casting the Traverse here in Delirium would be able to search for any creature card from his library at only 1 green mana, but I think his option here was either to have something to discard off from his hand, the vehicle, since he already has Greasefang as previously searched off via the Grizzly Salvage, and so it was the Raffin's Informant that's again chosen from the search copy, and probably he will have the combo next turn. Should be able to have 5 mana to discard via the Informant and then casting Greasefang to cheat it into the battlefield. So a Fable of the Mirror Breaker would be in bad news again for the Abzan Greasefang deck, because he'll be able to further develop his board at the same time have some extra draws and discard the necessary cards so that we're able to have more threats added, or maybe more digging up the oven as a combo for the cat. So the combo pieces is how complete, with the Mayhem Devil and the Oven being cast simultaneously, and that would mean that any trigger of sacrifice would have to deal 1 damage to any target, and the first victim is the Knight of Autumn, and that means open attack for Rakdos with about 3 damage taken for the absent player, and the rest would be probably just several ping triggers of the Mayhem that could be able to steal this game. So this is pretty much game at this time, because of now that there are 2 Mayhem Devils in the battlefield, which means that each sacrifice trigger would deal 2 damage to any of the target respectively. So that's pretty much open for Rakdos player to just sacrifice most of his treasures and do some recursion effects with a cut and oven and deal each of those sacrifice damage to that of the opponent. So assigning blockers here would not really matter, as before damage step would install any of the assigned direct damage from the Mayhem Devil's trigger would still matter. So congratulations, you are Rakdos Sacrifice player BBB, as he wins the matchup 2 games to nothing with the Abzan Greasefang deck, and probably has gained the first place in this Friday Night Pioneer Tournament held at Prelims Place, Iloilo City. Thank you for checking out this video and see you on the next coverage.